Are you in your 40s and feel that you need to make a big change to have a more fulfilling life? You feel that you need to change and improve your mindset, build new habits, get rid of bad ones, and be more self-disciplined? In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 books that every man in their 40s should read. These books will not only give you a better perspective in life and will help you to improve your mindset, but you can also use them as tools to help you to set and work toward your personal and professional goals. And stick around to the end because I'm also going to share with you my win the day routine, a simple morning routine that you can practice every single day that will help you to start your days with intention. It will help to set the tone of your day. It will help you to change and improve your mindset and more. What's up everyone, Hugo Mendes here. Welcome back to the Chaskis channel. Happy 2021. It's been a while since the last time that I posted my last video, but I'm back and more excited than ever to help you achieve your fitness and wellness goals through the power of self-discipline, habits, routine, and the right mindset. So if you're excited about this week's topic, I invite you to give this video a like, click on that subscribe button, and also on that bell to be notified the next time that I release a new video. If you're in your mid-40s like me, you're probably working hard towards those professional and personal goals, right? You're putting in the time, the effort, because these are your prime years. As an entrepreneur, as a coach, as an endurance athlete, I have all these goals. That doesn't mean that at some point you don't hit a roadblock. Sometimes you get stuck, sometimes you get unmotivated, sometimes it gets really hard to see what is the right path to keep moving forward. The following is a list of 10 books that have personally impacted my life in a very positive way. I feel that if you give them a try, whether you read them or listen to them, it will have the same effect on you, okay? Are you ready? Let's start. Very popular book these days. It introduces the concept of Stoic philosophy or Stoicism as a series of strategies and tools that you can use to help you deal with problems of everyday life, really. The author walks you through a bunch of different principles. A few of them that really stand out for me, for instance, how to be able to focus on the things that you can control. You see, instead of getting stressed out and freaking out about the things that you cannot change, well, focus on the things that you can change, that you can impact, that you can affect, that you can control. How to be able to thrive in high-stress environments and be able to make better decisions. As professionals, whether we work for companies or run our own businesses, we're always dealing with stress. Still have to be able to make the right decisions, best decisions, and perform. So how to control your emotions, how to be more objective, how to deal with anger better, how to be more present. Also, how to see obstacles as opportunities to help you make progress. Finally, this is one of my favorite parts of the book. It helps you to remind yourself of your mortality, the fact that we're not going to live forever. This book is based on a concept that every time we're faced with making a choice or a decision, we have a very short window of time to take action on it. It's usually 5 seconds or less. And so that's why it's called the 5-second rule, because the author walks you through a very simple techniques. Basically, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once you hit 1, you're supposed to take action on whatever thing you're supposed to do. You can use this technique for all kinds of things, like how to deal with fears, self-doubt, how to gain momentum on, working on your projects, how to end procrastination, deal with anxiety, and more. I use this technique all the time. It's very simple. You can use it to stop bad habits. You can use it to start or build good habits. Highly recommended. One of my all-time favorite books by far. I think I've listened to this book at least 15 or 20 times. If you, let's say, are thinking about starting a new creative project, maybe writing a book, starting a blog, starting a YouTube channel, or maybe even starting your own business, the author does a great job at walking you through a series of concepts that if you are aware of them or you embrace them, it will help you not only to change your mindset for the better, but it will also help you to be more persistent and develop that grit that you need to keep working hard towards whatever goal you're working towards to. For instance, he talks about the idea of resistance. What is resistance? It's this invisible force that stops us from starting something or getting to the next level in progress. Another concept that he talks about is this idea of turning pro. He makes the difference between what amateurs do and pros do. Amateurs, they show up only when they are feeling like it or when they are inspired. Whereas pros, they show up to work every single day. No matter what, no matter how, they always show up. I love it. Another concept that I find so fascinating is this idea of flow. We tend to think that to get in the flow or get inspired, we need to wait for some kind of external factor to come and hit us all of a sudden. He says that flow is the consequence of you doing the work every single day. That flow is inevitable. That flow will happen as long as you start doing the work. I love it. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Everybody's reading it, right? But honestly, it's such a great book. One of those books where I feel that I've learned all these actionable items that I can implement in my daily life. So this book is based on the fact that by implementing small things over a period of time, you're going to be able to create long and sustainable and positive progress. The author also talks about several things, such as why is it hard for us to stick to our habits. The author also talks about goals versus processes or systems, right? That when we think about a goal, we're always thinking about the outcome and not necessarily about the process that we need to develop and implement to help us to get to our goal. And kind of related to that point, he also talks about your identity. What else? He also talks about several techniques that you can use to help you implement those habits, such as habit stacking or the law of the least effort. Why willpower is not enough. Willpower, motivation, discipline is not enough. You also need to pay attention to your environment. This is a book that's based on the approach that Naval, Ravikant has on wellness and happiness. He's a successful entrepreneur, investor, and philosopher. Now, the book is not actually written by Naval Ravikant. It's actually written by Jorgenson, and what the author did is he basically compiled a series of tweets and transcripts and blog posts and podcasts, and he put everything into one book. On the wealth category, he talks about you gotta be patient, focus on long-term results, building long-term relationships, people that you're going to work with, build those really good relationships and relationships that will last for a lifetime. You gotta be self-accountable. Find works that feels like play, because the more natural it comes to you, the easier it will be and the more energy you will have. And in the happiness category, he talks about the fact that happiness is learned and that happiness is a choice, that it requires presence and peace. Happiness is built by habits. One of my favorite things about reading this type of book is that you get to learn from someone who actually became successful, right? So this is not just theory. Ego is the enemy. That is so true. It's our big, huge enemy. It's a book that will help you understand better not only what ego is, of course, but several ways it presents itself. It tells you strategies and exercises that we can use to help us combat ego, the next time that it shows up out of nowhere. This is one of my favorite things about this book, is that it helped me understand what ego is, because I used to think that ego was this particular feeling of you maybe thinking that you're better than other people, or that when you get cocky or whatever. No, ego presents itself in so many different ways. Fear, as insecurities, this negative talk that is with you all the time. Ego is one of those negative forces that can truly stop you from becoming your best version of yourself. This book presents tons of stories and examples from people from our history and how they became successful by finding ways to just combat and taming their own ego. This book, Robert Greene, examines the life of people who, from our history, who became great at a particular field, such as Charles Darwin or Mozart or John Coltrane, Henry Ford, and more. He not only analyzes, of course, their lives, but what is it that it took for them to be great at that particular field. To master something, you don't necessarily need to be a genius or to be born with whatever skill you think you should have. It's more about finding something that you truly love, something that's your passion, and spending time with it, working at it day after day, putting the time, putting the hours. That to master something, you need to have the desire. You need to apply yourself to keep building and developing that skill. He also talks about that mastery is within reach, that we can all become masters if we put the time, if we keep working on it. This is another book written by Ryan Holiday, and it's so relevant for this times that we're living in, because we live such fast-paced lives. We're always doing, always distracted. Social media, always scrolling down, compare ourselves with other people. We live in the past or live in the future. This is a book that is structured in 3 parts: mind, body, spirit. For instance, in the mind category, it talks about how to be more present, how to slow down in our days, how to use journaling, as a way to capture our thoughts, how to let go. In the spirit category, it talks about cultivating self-control, how to conquer anger. And this concept of bathing in beauty is awesome. Doing routines, building routines, creating or finding a hobby are things that will help you cultivate that stillness, that need to be more present, and enjoy your life a little bit more. In this book, the author talks about several concepts such as self-confidence and fear and goals versus values. He not only helps you understand them better, but also provides some exercises and strategies on how to approach them the next time that you're struggling with, let's say, lack of self-confidence. The way he talks about fear is very interesting to me because, in a world where we read all kinds of books and we hear gurus telling you that you have to be fearful, that you have to forget about fear, the author talks more about kind of playing or dancing with fear. That once you identify fear, acknowledge that it's with you and use that energy that you're experiencing in a positive way to help you keep moving forward. Another concept that I thought was awesome was goals versus values. We tend to think about setting specific goals. We tend to think about the outcome, but we never really spend time thinking about what are my personal values? What are the things that I stand for? What are the things that I do every single day? Not because of a particular outcome, but because of the person of who I am or the person that I want to become. The values are kind of like that engine that helps you to do the work. Of course, who doesn't know David Goggins, an autobiography of this amazing, badass, ultra-distance endurance athlete and former Navy SEAL, Army Ranger. But in this book, you not only learn about his life, but you also learn about the strategies and tools that he basically created that you can use in your own life. The cookie jar, or like the taking souls concept, or the 40% rule. I've listened to this book a couple times on my long runs, and it's the best thing. If you really need something that will help you to keep going, especially on those long workouts, you gotta listen to the book. Now, I'm really curious, is there any particular book that you've recently read that made a big positive impact in your life? Let me know in the comments below. At the beginning of the video, I talked about a win the day routine. This is my personal morning routine that I follow every day, that I've developed over the years, because I found that in order to have a good, productive, and positive day, you have to spend some time to focus on yourself. So this is a simple routine, 5 steps that you can follow every morning. It takes 30 minutes or less. So click the link in the description below to download it for free. Let me know what you think. I hope you liked this video and maybe give some of these books a try. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you for watching. See you next week. Time to test you out.